Okay, so let's discuss about the SQL Server installation. So what is the process involved in the SQL Server installation? How we came to know that we have to install SQL Server and all SQL Server, okay, installation, right? How we came to know that we have to install SQL Server? What are the process? What is the process involved in installing SQL Server, guys? Okay, so let's discuss about the process first, guys. Process is very important. So the interviewer will always, while explaining whether you are following the process or not, first he is going to check the process, right? How confident you are in the process and all. Why? Because in the organization will follow the process, guys. Okay, if someone comes to you, hey, can you please install this SQL Server? You cannot tell them. First of all, let me explain very small concept. Okay, yesterday we discussed it, right? What and all versions of SQL Server we can install, what and all versions of Windows Server, guys. Means, as discussed yesterday, can we install all these SQL servers on all the Windows servers? Is it possible, guys? Can we install all the
No,
SQL Server versions on all the Windows servers? Okay, so the
no.
answer is no, not possible. Okay, what is that issue called? Compatibility. Okay, compatibility, that is called compatibility. Compatibility means it is not compatible to install on the latest versions. Compatibility issue. So it's very important. Okay, it's very important that as a DBA you should know which version of SQL Server can be installed on what version of the Windows Server. The answer is you cannot install all the versions of SQL servers on all the versions of Windows Server. You know the reason, simple reason you know. Why? Because imagine SQL Server 2000 is introduced in the era of, in which year it was introduced? 2000, right? In the era of 2000 they introduced. Yes, correct. In the era of 2000 they introduced. By that time, I don't know whether those engineers are still there or not, whether they are in the IT or not, we don't know. But by that time, they can't imagine, right? In the year of 2019, Windows will release one Windows Server 2019 operating system. They don't know, right? Right? So the simple thing is you cannot install very old versions of SQL servers on very new versions of Windows servers. You cannot install. This is a bullet point you have to remember. You cannot install very old versions of the SQL servers on new versions of the Windows servers. That is first thing. And you cannot install very new versions of SQL servers vice versa. You cannot install very new versions of SQL servers on very old versions of Windows servers. Why? Because it was already gone. They already introduced Windows Server 2000 in the year of 2000 or 2003 for 2003. Okay, so these people will consider the latest operating systems while releasing these versions. People will consider the latest operating systems. They don't consider, okay, why? Because every software will have its own like support, guys. Okay, support, like they are going to support for 10 years or 15 years. Okay, so it can't support more than that. Of course, after that either the application will be upgraded or updated, guys, whatever it might be, right? Fine. So the thing is, simple thing is, you cannot install very old versions of SQL servers on very new versions of Windows servers. You cannot install very new versions of SQL servers on old versions of Windows servers. This is called compatibility issues. Very simple example, guys. in our childhood, right, in our childhood we will wear clothes and all, small clothes we'll wear, right? Small example that was apted to this particular concept. Okay, that's why I'm giving this example. Okay, so by the time our height is different, our measurements are different, everything is different. Okay, we might be 100 centimeters or 110 centimeters, 120 centimeters, right? Our height and all. Right. Now we might be 160, 170, 180 centimeters and all. Right. Is it possible to wear the same clothes now? Whatever your childhood clothes are there, can we wear the same clothes now? Is it possible? Not
No, it's
possible,
not.
right? Not possible. Why? Because
Not
there is compatibility. By the time, what is your height and all? So your parents bought that clothes to you in keeping the mind of your height, measurements, everything. So you can use that clothes for the same year or for the next 2 3 years. You can use the clothes, but you cannot use the clothes. You cannot wear the clothes now. Why? Because completely your measurements are different. So in the same way, while introducing the SQL Server, they will keep in mind what and all operating systems available by the time and for the next 10 years. Okay. Remember guys, there is a formula. Each SQL Server version supports -7 to +7 years, guys. What is this -7 +7? I'll explain, nothing to worry. Each SQL Server supports -7 years to +7 years. Okay, let me explain with examples. Imagine if someone comes to you, hey, can you install SQL Server 2016 in my Windows Server 2008 or not? Can you install SQL Server 2016 in my Windows Server 2008? What is the answer for this? How to get the answer for this? What he is looking for? He is looking for SQL Server 2016 installation. Okay, so SQL Server 2016, right? SQL Server 2016. So as per the -7 years to +7 years, can you tell me guys what is the -7 of 2016? How much we'll get if you deduct -7, if you subtract -7?
Two,
2000,
2009.
With a
9.
9.
2009. Very good. Okay, 2009 to +7 of 2016, guys.
2023.
2023. Very good. So 3, right? Yes, correct. Okay, 2023. So in this period, almost you will get 15 years. 2009 to 2023 means almost you will get 15 years. In this period, can anyone tell me what and all Windows Server operating systems we have? In this period, what Windows Server operating systems we have?
2012, 12 or 2,
Very good.
16,
14,
Very good.
16,
16, 19, 22,
19.
If someone is saying
22.
14, there is no 14 in the Windows Server. Okay. There is no 14 in the Windows Server. So on all these, definitely on all these versions, you can install SQL Server 2016, guys. Okay, no one will ask you in the interview on what and all Windows Server versions you can install SQL Server 2016 or 17. No, it's only for our purpose. Okay, if someone directly comes to you, hey, can you please install 2019 in my Windows Server 2008? Okay, or simply someone comes to you, hey, can you please install SQL Server 2019 in my server? So what is the next question you have to ask him? Which version of server you are having? Why? Because it depends on the server, right? Windows server, right? It depends upon the Windows server. So which version of Windows server you are referring or you are talking? So you have to take the information from the particular user. Clarity is very important, guys. Once, okay, if you don't have clarity, if you imagine, okay, might be customer is asking, might be he's asking on Windows Server 2012. You cannot imagine like that. Why? Because your operating system also depends upon the application. Okay, compatibility. Your operating system also depends on the application compatibility. Don't know on which OS he is looking for. Okay, so make sure if anyone comes to you and if anyone asks, hey, can you please install this version of SQL Server on this version of Windows Server, or can you please install this SQL Server in my Windows Server? You have to, the first question you have to ask is, what is your Windows Server version? You have to check whether it is compatible to the SQL Server version or not. Then only you have to proceed to install. Then only you have to give commitment that you are going to complete his task. Until then, don't commit, guys. Okay, so once you are committed, then if you can't do that, issue will be escalated. Okay, so make sure again on which version of the SQL Server you can install, on which version of Windows Server and all. Be clear with it, and it's very simple. Any SQL Server, you have to go with the -7 to +7 formula. So just if customer is asking about SQL Server 2012, guys, can you tell me now what is the answer on what Windows Server versions I can install SQL 2012? Right, you can go with the 2005 to 2019, right? Now tell me what Windows Server operating systems are there in this range.
Five,
2008,
2008
8
R2, 12,
12 or 2,
14, 16,
14,
16, 19, sir.
14, 15, 16,
17.
19.
No 14, sir.
Someone is keep on saying 14, 14, 14. Okay, there is no 14. Guys, I'll give you assignments. Okay, in simple things, if you tell wrong answer means definitely I'll ask you to write for 10 times, 20 times. It's very common in my classes. Okay, I told you, right, I'm going to treat you as a children until the course is completed. Okay, that's very common. Right, so we have these versions 2008, 8R2, 12, 12R2 and 2016. On all these versions we can install, okay, SQL Server 2012, guys. Okay, so this is how it is going to work. So is that okay, everyone? Are we good, guys, in determining the operating systems, or do you want me to explain again?
Sir,
Everyone, is it
19 will not come.
19? There are some challenges, especially actually 19 as per the +7 years, -7 years, 19 has to come. But especially this 2012 support is going to end, right? So 19 is not going to like support. To then up to 2016 you can, it will support, but that's okay, sir. Is it possible to remember all these things? At least try to remember these versions, that's fine. Okay, it's not mandatory that you have to remember all the versions and all. Okay, at least some versions are.
These are all Windows versions on SQL Server, right?
Tell me the you only tell me the answer. So
Yes.
we are going to install SQL servers on Windows servers, right?
Yeah.
So it should be a Windows server versions,
Okay.
right? Any other questions, please? Any questions in determining the operating system, compatibility issues? Everyone, please let me know if you have any questions.
Is it the same vice versa?
No. See, once you know on which versions of Windows servers can install SQL Server, again, no need to go for vice versa, right? So we don't deal with the Windows operating systems. Windows people are going to deal with it. So as a DBA, we have to know on which versions of Windows servers we can install SQL servers. Okay, so there is no
Okay.
concept of vice versa. We don't install Windows Server on SQL Server. Agree?
Yeah.
Windows Server is a platform. SQL Server is an application.
Yes.
So one way
Got
is
it.
fine. Okay, both the ways no needed. Okay, any questions? That's fine. Okay, right, guys. So this is all about your compatibility issues. So let's go with the SQL Server installation process. So what is the process of SQL Server installation? Okay, who is going to ask us to install the SQL Server? What are the requirements? What if we provided the version? What if we don't provide the version? What version we have to include? Okay, install, sorry. Right. So the process, guys, it involves 4 to 5 steps. Very important, guys. Listen carefully. The process involves 4 to 5 steps. Okay. So first of all, if in the organization, if it is a big organization and all, if it is a small organization, sometimes this process they might follow, they might not follow. Okay, depends upon the organization. Right. If it's a big organization and all, if it's a big project and all, a process will be there to install SQL Server. Okay. So first of all, the user's application team, for which application they need SQL Server, application team, first they are going to raise a ticket, guys. They are going to raise a ticket, or we'll call it as a request. We'll simply call it as a ticket, but we'll call it as a request. Okay, application team will raise a request. Hey, we are supporting this application, so in my application we need so and so SQL Server. Can you please install? Like that, they are going to raise a ticket. To raise the ticket, and the organization will use one tool called ServiceNow. Okay, ServiceNow is a tool. We can call this as a SNOW. Yes means ServiceNow, and OW ServiceNow. Snow tool. Snow tool means it's a ticketing tool. Depends upon the company to company. I'm not sure like all the companies has to use Snow and all. Some companies might use different ticketing tools, like we have Snow, we have Jira. Okay, these are the different ticketing tools, guys. We have Remedy, BMC Remedy, we have Lotus Notes. Okay, so and can anyone tell me any other ticketing tools, guys?
SCOM.
SCOM, SCOM. Okay,
Yes, sir.
right. This is a monitoring tool, right? Is this a ticketing tool?
Monitoring tool.
Not, I'm not asking monitoring tool, I'm asking only ticketing tools. Okay, just to raise the request. So ServiceNow, Jira, Lotus Notes, BMC Remedy, like that we have different ticketing tools. So depends upon the company. Most of the companies will go for ServiceNow, guys. Okay, they might ask you in the interview which ticketing tool you are using in your organization. Okay, so it might be, the answer might be a ServiceNow or Jira or BMC Remedy or Lotus Notes, whatever you want, you can tell the answer. Okay, so especially ServiceNow and Jira are the popular ticketing tools in the organization, guys. So those who are looking for a SQL Server installation, they don't simply come to your desk, hey, please install. It's not like that, or they don't simply send an email. They have to raise the request. Each and everything that you are doing should have one request in the organization, guys. Your performance will depends on the tickets only. How many tickets you are taking, how many tickets you are working, how many tickets you are closing. Okay, so and team budget, project budget also, okay, it depends on your tickets only. So ticket is must and should. Even though if someone comes to you and asks, he's your friend, best friend, and if he comes to you, "Hey, can you please install 2017 or 2019?" You cannot say yes, okay, no problem, I'll install. Can you please raise a request for this for tracking purpose? Just you have to ask like that. Okay, then he's going to raise a ticket. So if I want to install a SQL server, what I should have, guys? If I want to install a SQL server, what I should have? Usually, if I want to install a SQL server, what I should have?
Device.
Before that, okay,
Hardware.
that's fine. Device, very good. Okay, hardware means okay. Operating system, right? I should have operating system. So where I can install this operating system? I should have one physical machine or virtual machine, right? Either physical machine or virtual machine. Okay, I can nowadays people are not using physical machines, guys. Most of the people, all people are using virtual machines only. Nowadays people are not using physical machines. Okay, right. So we should have a server, right? Windows server. Of course we are going to install SQL servers on Windows server, right? So we should have a Windows server operating system. So for that we have to create virtual machines, right? Fine, but creating virtual machine is not our task. What we have to do in this situation? Installing the operating system is not our task. What we have to do in this situation? So whatever tickets the particular customer or user, guys, listen carefully. Customer or user or uh, end users also, you can call end users, or app team, application people or app team, whatever it might. Okay, all the meanings are same only. Customer or client, right? So all are same only. Okay, those who are requesting, you can call them as customer or users or application people, application team, client, whatever you want, you can call. Different words are there in the organization, will call either customers or users, and all will call like. So once he raised a ticket, once the users or user raised a ticket to install SQL server any version, so first we cannot do anything. Why? Because we don't know in which server we are going to install. Okay, if already server is existed, of course he is going to maintain or mention the server name in the ticket if the server is existed. But it's a fresh installation, guys, no Windows server is existed. Then the particular ticket first it will goes to, okay, which team, guys? VM team or Windows team. Okay, what VM team will do or Windows team will do, they are going to create virtual machine, guys. Listen carefully, the same process will follow to install the SQL server now. Okay, they are going to create virtual machine. Then after creating the virtual machine, they will install Windows Server operating system. Depends upon the requirement, they are going to install Windows Server operating system. Right, the same process, guys. You want to buy one laptop, you will go to the shop, you will order a laptop. Once the laptop is received, what he is going to do, that shop owner, what he is going to do, he is going to unwrap it, he is going to install the operating system. Agree? The same thing we are following. So first of all, we should have one machine. This is a kind of your laptop. So what is this virtual machine? What is the physical machine? What is the difference between virtual machine and physical machine? Let's discuss, guys. Physical machine means that you can see with your eyes, you can feel it, you can touch it. That is called physical machine. You can see with your eyes, the server that you can see with your eyes. You can feel the server, you can touch the server. That is your physical machine, guys. Your laptop is a physical machine. You can see, you can feel, you can touch your laptop. It's a physical machine. What is this virtual machine? You know, right? Virtual assistant in our phones, usually in smartphones we have virtual assistant. What is this virtual? Virtual means what? It was existed virtually, right? Virtual
Is
means you can see, correct, you can feel but you cannot touch it, right? Virtual assistant, right? Siri in the iPhone, you can see Siri, you can talk to Siri, you can work with Siri, and but you cannot touch Siri, right? In the same way in the Android iPhones also we have virtual assistant, right? So you can feel it, you can see it, but you cannot touch it. It will be existed virtually, not physically, right? It will be existed virtually, not physically. So why we move to virtual machines? Why not physical machines? Can anyone tell me the challenges with physical machines, guys? Very simple. What are the challenges with physical machines?
As number of machines increase, it's difficult to
Memory.
handle.
Correct. Very good. One hand. One size. Well, one challenge is it's very difficult to handle. Next.
For one physical machine, we can make multiple virtual
That's
machines.
fine. Okay, that's fine. We're for one physical machine. But I'm just asking what are the challenges with the physical machines? Sorry.
it will around on weather away.
Okay,
Sir, we
very
need to
good.
maintain maintenance for physical.
Okay, maintenance. Maintenance is very difficult for physical machines. Hardware failures. Excellent, Rajesh. Scalability. Good answer. Right? So the main challenges with the physical machines are, I don't know, like if anyone earlier, 15 years or 20 years back, there are some server rooms. Yes, correct, Giri. Okay, server rooms, very big buildings will be there. If you want to maintain 100 200 servers, you have to again take one separate building and you have to provide the power supply to the building, cooling supply to the building, everything you have to provide, and you have to maintain a separate building itself to maintain 100 200 servers. Separate floor itself you have to take control to maintain physical servers, and that is a place is one challenge, guys. Place is one challenge. Second challenge is accessibility. Accessibility is a biggest challenge, guys. Suddenly if the server is down, imagine my server is there in the Australia, my server is there in the UK, my server is there in the US. In the US might be in the New Jersey location, in one building the server is there. Suddenly server is down, guys. Suddenly it was down, the server was down. So in case if the server is down, what we have to do? Any engineer in that building or in that location has to go physically and he has to check it and he has to fix it. Right? You cannot take control from India. Right? If the server is down, if the server is up and running, of course you can take control from anywhere in the globe if you have internet connection. But if the server itself is down, how we can take control, guys? We cannot take control. Accessibility is not there. So you have to go to that location, physical location. You have to fix the issue. You have to, what we can say, turn on the machine after the issue is fixed. So accessibility is the main challenge Okay, so that's there with the particular physical machine. Yes, physical machine is accessible, but if everything looks good, then it will be up and running, then only I can access from anywhere in the world. Okay, right, correct. Places required, Mehboob, required more infrastructure, correct. More maintenance, more manpower, lot of cost, money you have to spend. Those are the challenges with the physical machines. Later, because of some softwares and all, the same machines we can create virtually, so that you can control these virtual machines from anywhere in the world using virtual machine consoles. Okay, you can start the machine using the console, you can stop the machine using the console. Virtual means don't think it will be existed in the air. No. Again, by using same physical infrastructure, we are going to create a multiple VMs, virtual machines, virtually. See, Siri is a virtual assistant. Is Siri going to exist alone without iPhone? No, right? Siri can't exist alone without iPhone. If you want Siri feature, you should have iPhone first. You should have physical device. In the same way, in our phones also, whatever virtual assistants are there, first of all, you should have device. So by using one physical machine, you can create multiple virtual machines. Means the same RAM, the same hardware, they are all needed. But you can provide them as a pool. From that pool, how many machines you want, you can create it, guys. A simple example I'll tell you. My laptop is having 12 GB RAM. Okay, 12 GB RAM. And imagine 100 GB storage, guys. Actually, I have only one physical laptop with me. Okay, agree everyone? I have only one physical laptop with me. If I don't want virtual machine feature, I can only use this physical laptop only. Right, fine. I want virtual machine feature. Then using this existing RAM and storage, I can create multiple virtual machines. So for a machine, you should have RAM and storage. It's very important, guys. Without RAM, storage and operating system, no machine will exist, right? But by using the existing RAM and storage, I am going to create different virtual machines. These virtual machines can be accessible at any time and from anywhere on the globe. The condition is my laptop should be turned on. It should be up and running. Then only I can access the virtual machines from anywhere on the globe. Right. So it doesn't mean that I can create 100 virtual machines in my laptop. No, my max capacity of RAM is 12 GB. I can share the existing RAM to my virtual machines. Okay. Imagine I was decided to create a VM with 2 GB, minimum 2 GB, right? Then how many VMs I can create, guys? Hardly with 12 GB. How many VMs I can create? Hardly
6.
6 into 2, 12 GB. Okay, but if you create 6 VMs, all the VMs are going to utilize 12 GB. For my main laptop, there is no RAM to access, so which is very difficult. So what I can do, I can create 3 VMs or 4 VMs. Okay, so that these 3 or 4 VMs will consume 8 GB max, and remaining 4 GB will be there to run all these VMs, guys. Okay, is it clear everyone, guys? What is a physical machine, what is a virtual machine, what are the challenges with physical machine and the everyone, please let me know if you have any questions.
No.
Fine, guys, is it fine?
Yes, sir, fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's how it is going to work, guys. Okay, it's how it is going to work. So using the existing physical resources like RAM, memory, storage, RAM and memory both are same, storage, we are going to create multiple virtual machines. To create virtual machines, we need software. Okay, why? Because it's an extra feature. If I want to utilize this feature, I need one software. Which software is able to help us to create virtual machines, guys? Can anyone tell me? Which software will help us to create virtual machines in the market?
VMware VirtualBox.
Very good.
Correct.
Virtual machine softwares, we'll call it as a virtual machine softwares. In the market, we have VMware software, Oracle VirtualBox software.
Hypervisor.
Very good. Hypervisor from Microsoft again. Hyper-V or hypervisor. Okay. Hyper-V. These are the virtual machine softwares that are there in the market currently, and these three are on top, guys. Okay. Or mainly the people will use VMware. 60% or 55% is VMware. 40% is VirtualBox. Remaining Hyper-V machines will be there, guys. Right. So, and again, then why we are using Oracle VirtualBox, sir, means it's very lightweight process. You can create small machines also, but VMware needs lot of resources, guys. Each machine needs minimum 2 GB RAM, minimum 3 GB RAM, and 50 GB hard disk and all. Lot of resources needed, guys. Okay, right. That's why whatever the platform it is, we don't no need to consider for us. Okay, whether they are using in the organization, they are using VMware or Oracle VirtualBox, that doesn't matter for us. At the end of the day, server is there or not. Why? Because your SQL server doesn't depends on the virtual machine softwares. It depends upon the Windows Server softwares. In this softwares also I can create Windows servers. In this software also I can create Windows server. 1 minute, guys. Just 1 minute. Right, okay. Sorry for that. Right, guys. Okay, so these softwares, okay, by using these softwares, we can create virtual machines. Either you can use VMware or you can use Oracle VirtualBox and Hyper-V. So in our practice, we are going to use Oracle VirtualBox, guys. Again, at the end of the day, in the organization, we don't have control on any of these softwares, guys. Okay, so who is going to take care of this work? Creating virtual machines, installing Windows servers and all. There are separate teams as discussed, either VM team or Windows team. Sometimes both VM and Windows, they are going to do same activity, right? So the team is same. Windows team will take care of VM activities also. Okay, sometimes VM team is a separate team. In some organizations, VM team and Windows team is going to take care of Windows VM activities also, right? So they will have control on this. We don't have control on this. Once they created server, then we might have access on that server, guys. Windows server. Okay, by using this software, once they created the Windows server, then they will give access to us. Then we are able to log into the server and we can complete the installation. So this is the process. Let me know anyone having any issues in this process, guys. And the time is showing as 1 minute. Let me reconnect with the same meeting link, guys. Okay, we'll discuss about this installations and all. Okay, let me reconnect. Please use the same link to join.